Well, we are back, and we are going to be talking about sort of more along. You've had symptoms for a bit now, and you've had some workups done to
Yes.
try to figure out what the heck is going on.
Yeah.
So, given the profile, which is you're having some depth perception and visual perception stuff, you're having some balance coordination stuff, but not typical, something different. You're having getting lost in place and time stuff. You're having visual memory disturbance gone, just visual memories disappearing on you. You're having traveling in the car become whoa, driving for sure. Was it also traveling or was it mostly just driving?
It started with driving, but then it ended up with traveling because riding in the car as the symptoms got worse.
Okay.
Then all of a sudden I couldn't handle the movement on the peripheral. Like a car would speed by on the left, and all of a sudden my
Panic. Full panic.
Yeah.
Full panic flex.
It came out of nowhere.
Yeah,
Came
because
out
it
of nowhere,
truly
couldn't
came out
see
of
it.
nowhere. You couldn't see it.
Yeah.
And it put you into high alert and
Yeah.
then panic. And this isn't okay.
Mhm.
Did you do a vocalization at that point, or was it most body movement?
I would say body movement.
Yeah, you tend to
Yeah.
go quiet and inside yourself,
Mhm.
it
I
seems
do.
to me, as opposed to getting loud and vocal when
Yes.
you get
Yeah.
stressed.
I get quiet and I try to go to where
Mm.
there's no noise,
Mhm.
which was another behavioral I didn't realize I was
Mhm.
doing.
Mhm.
Like even at home, I was always in my office.
Interesting.
Even though the whole family's all outside and everything, all
Uh-huh.
this activity going on, I would
You
immediately
would,
hide.
you would
in
be
that.
back in there.
I would hide in that room, and I didn't realize what I was doing and why I was doing it.
Yeah, yeah. So again, you compensate
Yeah,
Yeah.
extremely well, but
Yeah.
you sometimes don't even know you're doing the compensatory strategy.
yeah, it was a lot of.
Yeah. So how long did it take from the time you started seeking something is going on here and I'm just like, I got to get it. It's just not going away. It's getting worse. I don't know what's happening. How long was it between that first initial, I need help, somebody needs to look at this, and then you got a diagnosis of posterior cortical atrophy?
4 years.
Or friggin' years.
Yeah, constant tests.
And there was a pause in the middle of the 4 years because it was pandemic.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Oh.
early on, we went through the whole phase of
Mm.
neurology,
Testing and testing,
cardiac,
cardiac.
everything.
Balance, coordination,
Coordination,
eyes. I'm sure you had eye exams,
Neuroophthalmology.
Yeah.
high intensity, trying to figure, because you were at that point, you were in your
Late 40s.
late 40s.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, I mean, this is not some minor little thing. This is
No.
like you couldn't work the way you used to
Yeah.
work.
Well, the pandemic helped that. So we went through the whole workups.
Oh,
Didn't get any answers.
yeah.
And the pandemic came. Our lives changed. So
Yeah,
now we're
so-
living and working from home.
Wow. Okay.
Which
So
means you
no
didn't have
car
to
work,
Drive
no.
as much. I had stopped. He'd stopped driving a few months before, but
Yeah, but you weren't even going out of the house. So
No.
that was
Right.
not a stressor that was happening. You weren't
Right.
leaving and trying to negotiate that.
Didn't have the noise of an environment, noisy environment. You don't have that.
And one of your kids both kids still at home?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Both were home in high school.
But they were homeschooling because of the pandemic.
Pandemic.
So
Yeah.
they were in front of their computers a lot of
Yes.
the time because they were
Yes.
old enough that
Yes.
they were in school full time
Mhm.
in their own spaces.
Mhm.
And life simplified.
Life simplified. We weren't going out. He wasn't driving.
Yeah.
He wasn't walking up and down the hallways at work.
Uh-huh.
He didn't have all that
Uh-huh.
stimulation of other people
Right.
throughout the day.
Yep.
And he had started using a CPAP for sleep apnea.
Oh,
As
okay.
a result of all those workups. That's what
Okay.
came
So
of it.
how bad was your sleep apnea?
Severe.
It
Pretty
was severe.
Yeah.
So did they think you'd had it for years?
Oh, I knew I had it for years. It was just
Okay.
me being stubborn.
Okay, not really wanting.
Want to
Did
deal
you have
with it.
snoring or what were your primary? Okay, I just want to say, okay, did you get the byplay there? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Whether Charles was going to say yes or not, Deborah's like, yeah. And it's like, yeah. So Deborah didn't get much sleep when Charles didn't use CPAP. Did you get used to the CPAP pretty easily, or was it miserable?
I didn't think it was that bad. It took a long time before the effects of take place.
Okay.
So you're talking like 6 months of wearing it at least before we
Where you
started
could
seeing
feel
signs.
some real difference
Yeah.
of it having some impact on you.
But it was, yeah, you had to.
I'd even say that the difference started early and kept going for that 6
So
months.
Yeah.
you noticed a difference
Pretty early on.
pretty
Yeah.
early on, but Charles
basically.
couldn't sort of pick up the difference
No, he
because it
couldn't.
wasn't changing your life enough to make it worthwhile. It was still a pain in the butt to use the
Mhm.
CPAP machine, and you still hated it.
Well, I've been very religious with it.
Yeah.
I didn't say that, did I? I didn't say you weren't religious. You weren't. I said you still didn't like putting it on and wearing
Yeah,
it.
it took a while.
Yeah. And now it's just part of the ritual of
Mhm.
getting ready to go to bed.
Mhm.
Okay. So you did the CPAP, and then what was their first thought about a diagnosis? What do you think the first? I mean, they ruled out lots of things. I assume they sort of ruled out Alzheimer's as like a
They landed on mild cognitive impairment
MCI. Oh, my favorite.
that could evolve to Alzheimer's, but
It
we just
could.
have to wait and see. And we do everything we can to minimize the risk, which
Okay.
included the CPAP.
Okay. So CPAP, cholesterol management. Did you
Diet,
have any other health?
exercise.
Did you have any other health issues that were going on at the time?
Diabetes?
Yeah, so interestingly, the cardiologist noted in this whole slew of appointments we had, elevated blood sugar and referred for follow-up
Uh-huh.
that we forgot.
Amongst everything else.
Yeah.
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 Huh. So the blood sugar managed by how long did it take for you to sort of like go, oh yeah, blood sugar?
So started the CPAP, pandemic happened. So we're not getting any answers and just kicked back for a while.
Okay.
And then we started to see symptoms increase again. So that's when we
during
back
the
to
pan, still during the pandemic.
slightly after.
Yeah.
Okay, so the pandemic is closing up, and
Yep.
so things are loosening up a little bit.
Things are loosening
You were
up.
still working?
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Okay. How was that going for you? Because you're an IP
I was
guy.
able to compensate
Yeah.
throughout the time. So I came up with my own way of doing things and making sure I don't lose track of them.
Uh-huh.
So documenting everything, learning to use voice recognition
Mhm.
to
Okay.
document everything, so I can always go back and say, okay, I don't remember this, but I clearly wrote this down, so I need to do it. And so I would do things like that.
Okay. So
And-
developing rituals and routines, but they were audio based again.
yes,
Yeah, you were keeping track of things through audio.
audio. I did write things down,
Right.
but
Mhm.
over time that became difficult.
He
Okay.
used
Still typing or not so much typing then?
No, I would type because it was, to me, it was muscle memory.
Right, you were still able to use muscle memory then.
but
Okay.
reading became difficult, following a line of text.
Mhm.
Reading spreadsheets became difficult. So he tried different
Different
monitors and
colors or
sizes. And
sizes
colors.
or things.
And
Uh-huh.
then push buttons work better. Right? A big button. So
Okay, yep,
he
yep.
had an adding machine on his desk. We had to find an
Okay.
old school.
Stream deck.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
old one where you
So he
push,
could
push,
punch
push.
and get a printout.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I couldn't figure it. Yeah, Stream Deck, and then I've had the buttons programmed to
Wow.
part of my routine.
Yeah.
So while I couldn't read the words, I would just it would have icons, and I know if I hit that icon, the computer
would
will do
happen.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So you were using lots of memory skills to create these patterns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you would use those patterns to keep yourself going.
Right.
And you were burning a lot of fuel
Mhm.
to
Oh,
do that.
I didn't realize it, but yeah,
Yeah.
I was.
So with spending that much energy, that much fuel on work, how were things going at home interactionally? I mean, did you have anything left other than work? Because I know work's super important to you.
I don't think I did. I think I burned up so much that it really it affected us in general.
Would you spend a lot of time just resting after work or hanging out or going back to your office and being quiet?
My office and being quiet.
Okay.
Mhm.
So, yeah. So did you enjoy being around the kids at all? Or was that sort of stressful at the end of the day after you put all that energy into working,
Yeah.
trying to keep that going?
Mhm.
Yeah, it was hard.
Yeah, because they're
You
teenagers.
wanted to see them, but yeah, they were
Yeah.
also constantly being teenagers and
Uh-huh.
disappearing.
Yeah, and on their
Even on work.
devices
Yeah,
and,
it
you
all
know,
works.
things like that. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and understandably, you're using everything you have to maintain that work
Mhm.
Yeah,
because you're now in your late 40s. This is not a time you want to just say, I'm going to give up everything.
right. And towards the end, I would say, before I left work, it was getting to where I could no longer read a paragraph. It was just not possible. So I was using apps to read for me,
Yeah,
read,
yeah.
speak it to me because, like she said earlier, the words I could read the first two letters and the rest of the paragraph was
Crap.
forget about it. You couldn't
Yeah.
read it.
But
And
if
the
I,
pain would come.
it would come. So you would starting to experience pain then when you would try to
Yes,
read,
towards the end.
when you would try to do things with your eyes.
And then towards the end, I was literally taking at least one or two
Oh, yeah.
oxycodons a day just to
Wow.
survive.
Just did not have incredible pain.
Right.
Did it matter what you used your eyes for? I mean, was it always near work or could it be anything you used your eyes for?
I think it was mostly work, but I think it would be about anything.
Anything.
Yeah.
Watching TV became a problem.
Yeah. I couldn't watch with the family, for
Okay,
example.
okay,
Watching movies
Okay.
together
yeah.
well before that.
How about
Yeah.
eating meals? Being at a table with people around the table, eating meals, talking, having conversations.
That became harder
Okay,
to do. I wanted to finish and just go hide.
because I mean, truly, it's a lot of eye work. If people
Yeah.
say something, you're trying to look up and then you're looking at the plate and then there's the food and then there's the drink and then there's the utensils and then there's
Well,
the
you also have the
conversation.
person beside you
Uh-huh.
eating
Who's
and all
moving
their
and they're
hand
moving their-
movements, and
yeah.
you're just like, I don't want this.
Yeah.
I need to run.
Okay. So that was another, how many years then? The 4 years getting to a
That was
diagnosis.
getting to the
Close.
4.
Yeah, that was about 4. So total
5,
now
yeah.
we're at about
That's it.
7 or so.
Yeah.
7
Yeah,
out
we're
of
at
7.
7.
Okay. And at that time, still moving around, pretty much walking and using your body pretty well, or noticing
Yeah.
exercise was still okay?
Exercise was hard to do.
Getting harder.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we like to go for walks, and that became hard.
Not, yeah.
And then early on, I would say when we were walking, he would drift and I'd get pushed into the ditch or the other way. So it was
Okay,
always a
yep.
constant
Like redirecting.
reorient
Yeah,
myself
kept
to get on one
trying
side of
to figure
him
out,
and then get
yeah.
to the other side.
And did it matter? It would just vary. It wasn't
Yeah.
always right or always
Mhm.
left or anything.
It was a little more right, but not all.
Not
Couldn't
consistent.
walk straight
Mhm.
line. No
Yeah.
way.
And uneven surfaces worse than flat
Right.
surfaces, like
Yeah.
sidewalks
couldn't
were better
judge.
than, like
It was
terrain,
better.
like going for a hike is long
But
gone.
gone. Yeah.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
used to go kayaking. That was gone.
Ooh, being on water.
Mhm.
Ooh,
And the
that would be
Yeah,
hard.
book
Yeah.
movement. I couldn't
Okay.
handle that.
So not so much in a car, not so much in a boat.
Yeah.
Not so much on a train, not so much on a plane.
Yeah.
And so all of a sudden the world is getting
Getting
smaller and
smaller.
smaller.
Yeah.
And then work just becomes too much
Yeah.
to try to manage.
Yeah.
Did you go part-time first or did you just, it was enough? That's it. I don't want to do this
I
anymore.
went and just had to cut it off. It was a surprise to everyone.
Well, I'm sure because you had covered
I
so
covered so
well.
well. Yeah.
Well, and I'm going to use the word compensated so well.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
you had used every strategy for compensation that you possibly
Yeah, I
Good. Yes.
did
Yeah.
the best I could for as long as I could.
Uh-huh.
And then I noticed I started making mistakes.
Ah.
And then I noticed that my mistakes were affecting many other people. And I was like, you need to stop
This is not okay.
before you
So that's that
cause something.
safety.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
that safety consciousness versus
Yeah.
risk taking. When it was risk taking for you to spend all your energy doing that,
Right.
that's one thing. When it's impacting other people and you're making mistakes that cost people something, that's not okay.
Right.
Mhm.
And that's when I was like, okay,
That's right.
you've got to step back. You've got to have somebody else take your place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I would say 6 months before I knew it was coming, and I was starting this quietly behind the scenes. People didn't realize, but I was succession planning
Okay, so
all
you were
along
doing some of that stuff.
and getting everything ready for, okay, I've documented everything I can. You need to take over.
Mhm. So it sort of like stepping back, stepping
Yeah.
back, stepping out,
Mhm.
and planning for that,
Right.
not dropping a ball.
Yeah.
So you didn't drop any balls.
No,
No, no, you didn't.
no.
You did it.
No. So that's incredible. And again, totally not what people think about when they think about dementia.
No, because you're able to reasonably
I mean, so this
figure
is
out
the
that.
thing. This is this posterior cortical atrophy piece
Yeah.
that people have zero idea about. And therefore, putting everybody in a bucket is like so non-helpful
Right.
because that isn't, I
It's
mean,
different.
I
It's
I
totally
would trust Charles to make decisions for me better than I would probably trust me to make decisions for me at times because I am a risk taker and I'm much more likely to take risks beyond where Charles would go, yeah, JP, you should think about that. I'm not sure that's a good plan.
Yeah.
So we're going to pause here. Deborah, do you want to add anything in that middle state before we do the pause?
Mm. And there were some more typical dementia symptoms.
Okay.
I would say difficulty following a series of tasks.
Right.
Okay. So when you were looking at like a whole day or how you were going to spend the morning
Or plan a recipe,
Or
follow a
plan.
recipe.
Speaking.
to follow a recipe. Okay.
Yeah.
Did you ever try the audio kind of recipe following? I mean, that wouldn't work because of the sensory motor sort of element of it, I would think.
Yeah.
We worked
Because-
together. I think I probably did that because I would
Uh-huh.
get it organized and set things up and say, okay, now
Okay.
you do this and I'll do this. And now you
Okay.
do that and I'll do this.
Yeah, with an audio
Mhm.
tape that was in real time, essentially.
Yeah.
You were part of an audio tape
Mhm.
that would allow for
Yeah.
that.
And speech became troublesome sometimes.
Sometimes word finding.
Yeah.
Again.
Okay, so it started
I
to pull
couldn't-
forward into the word finding
Mhm.
And I would
category.
panic
Yeah.
because all of a sudden I know what I want to say, but nothing would come out.
Those words would not come together and come
Right.
out.
Mhm.
And so I
and-
panic over that.
Yeah. And so in many ways at that point, it's like you were functionally blind in some ways, in that you couldn't identify the object visually.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So you couldn't go to that strategy and you couldn't come up with the word for the thing you were thinking about, except you knew it, but you couldn't get it to come out of you.
Right.
Right.
So therefore you're mute. And
Or
you,
he'd go around.
and you
like-
have to then work yourself around the word.
So my classic example is we were making sandwiches, and he said, I want green discs. Pickles.
That would have taken a while. Green disc.
Yeah.
Green disc.
Couldn't
Huh.
say the right word, but
Yeah.
I
you
got around.
describe it. Well, it's
Yeah.
interesting that you selected a color and a shape
Mhm.
in words,
Uh-huh.
but you couldn't see it.
Right.
So how your brain could come up with calling it something someone else could envision and try to work to that. It goes on and I was trying to picture, are you cutting out lettuce
Lettuce
leaves?
leaves?
I know, that was my first thought too. It's like,
Yeah.
interesting idea.
Or I did that at work a few times where
Oh, yeah.
we were talking about like a network cable,
Uh-huh.
and I was like spaghetti,
That sounds
and
legitimate.
people were looking at me, the spaghetti. Got the wrong.
I was going to
word.
say, I think that's pretty much what network cabling looks like to me anyway. I mean, I'm not just being honest because I've seen network cabling. It's like spaghetti's a good
Spaghetti.
word. It's an accurate visual. All right, well, we'll pause here and we'll come back for talking about moving forward. Middle, but moving into solid state. I mean, this is affecting just about everything in life now.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But we'll pause here for a second.
Hi, I'm Tifa Snow, and you just found our YouTube channel and watched one of our videos. I'm the owner and founder of Positive Approach to Care. Thanks for watching, and if you liked if you have a comment about, or you would, please share it with people you know. Oh, and if you haven't yet done it, consider subscribing. We'll let you know when the next new video comes out. And you might want to visit our website, www.tipasnow.com, where you'll find other resources as well. See you there.